الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتجبين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله الحسين وعلى الأرواح التي هلت بفنائك عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بكيت وبكي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر الأخذ مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الجميع ورحمة الله وبركاته. قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فاستخف قومه فأطاعوه إنهم كانوا قوما فاسقين. صدق الله العلي العظيم وبلغ رسول الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين. آمنا بالله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Yesterday we unpacked or we discussed that Karbala is a battle between two mindsets. Negative mindset against positive mindset. Yazid, the son of Muawiyah, representing negative mindset, whilst Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam representing positive mindset. The qualities of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam is not hidden, and the qualities of Yazid is also not hidden. That is, from the childhood of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam, we saw him to be a bright person. In fact, he earned the title Shabab Ahlul Jannah, the youth of paradise. When Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam was growing at a young age, we saw him climbing the back of the Prophet even when the Prophet was in sajda. We saw how he grew. We saw how they witnessed their mother praying the night prayer, tahajjud. And we saw the engagement between Hussein and their mother, Fatima Zahra. On the other hand, we saw how Yazid ibn Muawiyah grew up. We saw how Yazid ibn Muawiyah was even despised by his own father. And we saw how Yazid ibn Muawiyah was fond of playing with animals such as monkeys and his bad ahlak in general. Later on, it is this same Yazid that followed Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. And this is what I am trying to say. A mindset against another mindset. One is negative and one is positive. There are a number of things that actually influence our mindset. And I'm going to take, inshallah, a few minutes to discuss this, and then we can continue, inshallah. Number one, our upbringing is very important. Remember, kullu yawmin ashura wa kullu ardin Karbala. Now we are talking about what happens between Imam al-Hussein and Yazid. But the most important thing for us is to learn from the narrative, from the teachings between these two mindsets. So the upbringing plays a very important role in building our mindset. You are the way you are today because of the way you are brought up. If you are better today, it's because of your upbringing, tarbiyah. And if you are worse today, it's also because of what? The kind of tarbiyah you received. Yesterday, I spoke about 3 kinds of tarbiyah. I only discussed one, but because of the time, I did not discuss the second kind of tarbiyah and the third kind of tarbiyah. Allow me to explain that. The first kind of tarbiyah is the popular kind of upbringing that we get, the upbringing of children, which is very important in Islam. Our children do have right over us. We also have a right over our children, particularly when they grow after they are baligh stage. In fact, Islam will say, before we even plan, or when they are even in the tummy, when they are even, what do you call it, from day one, they do have right over us. The right of our children is that we have the intention of doing what? Of developing a positive mindset in them. And Islam has given us all the tools. Read Imam Sajjad. Read Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, that they give us when it comes to raising our children. Remember, Yazid did not come from nowhere. Remember, the wind did not just blow Yazid. What produced Yazid is the kind of upbringing he received. The grandmother of Yazid, according to Ziyaratu Ashura, ate the liver of one of the uncles. Look at where this boy is coming from. And the father of Yazid cursed Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam for how many years? Right in front of Yazid. So what Yazid later did is actually what he took from Muawiyah. So Islam gave us a lot of tools, grounds, preparation for bringing our children. So if you miss this kind of training, it is possible that in future we will be having some Yazidis. May Allah save us. Salawat. Today, we see the kind of crisis our world is facing. Our prisons are full. Not to say all the people that are in prison are bad, but mostly it's also because of the tarbiyah. Allahu Akbar Kabir. You look at our societies, we speak of all the social ills, the raping, the stealing, all this negativity. I'm telling you, they were not thrown in the air. There is a cause. If the tarbiyah is not okay, you definitely see the society, going to that direction. Yesterday, I spoke about the ikama that we read in the ear of our children and the azan that we read in the ear of our children is to instill, number one, discipline, is to initiate them to the world, is to develop positive mindset in them. Remember, the azan and the ikama beautifully have two things. Number one, it has usuluddin, and then it has furu'uddin. So you read these ideas into the little mind. And then as the child grows, they say when the child, until 7, he is a king over you. Give the child freedom. But from 7 to 14, you have to give attention to him. And from 14 to 21, he becomes your own advisor. So if you miss, it is going to be a problem. And if you miss the opportunity, a problem. And if you miss the opportunity from 14 to 21, is going to be a problem. Remember, we live in the world of cause and effect. Ella wal ma'alul. Food cannot just come into your stomach without you preparing the food. Unfortunately, when it comes to Caribbean, we expect our children to be mashallah, mashallah, without putting effort. This is how Yazid was produced. On the other hand, you read of Surah Qaf, the youths that Allah speaks about in Surah Qaf is talking about Imam al-Hussein and Imam al-Hassan alayhi salatu wassalam. They show gratefulness towards their parents. They show gratefulness towards Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. So that is the first level of tarbiyah. And the second level of tarbiyah that shapes our mindset. Remember, when our parents give birth to us, they will do their part, but there will come a time where we have to go outside. The community or the society also shapes, develop our mindset. And sometimes you will see our children coming with a very good parent, but when they come from outside, they come with some negativity. So the society in which our children live, the community in which our children live is very important when it comes to shaping our mindset. So if the environment is good, then the mindset will be good. If the environment is corrupt, the environment is good. I remember some years ago when I was teaching about the concept of marja'iyah. And telling them one of the condition to be a marja, you need to have at least a halak. You need to be pious. And one of the young men stood up and told me, there is nothing like that. Because we grew in the society that everybody have whatever. He saw it to be impossible to at least have a standard of behavior. Where do we get this kind of people? So this is the judgment, what we find in the society. You ask yourself, how many mistakes did you make simply because of the influence of your society? And now our society is gradually normalizing evil. Today, you will see people doing evil and they are proud of that. And today, when you do good, you have to even hide because people will laugh at you. This is the kind of environment in which Yazid ibn Muawiyah grew up. And look at the society, the environment in which Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam was brought up. In fact, when you go back to the dua of Ahlul Bayt, we read, Nargabu ilayka fi dawlatin karima. Oh Allah, we desire to find ourselves in a very honorable society. To izzu biha al-Islam wa ahla, where the Muslims will be honored, where the families of the Muslims will be honored. وَتُذِلُّ بِهَا النِّفَاقَ وَأَهْلَهُ, where nifaq and hypocrisy will be humiliated. So it is very important we are trained by our society. The third kind of tarbiyah is the personal tarbiyah. Allah has given you a choice. إِن شَاءَ فَلْيُؤْمِنْ إِن شَاءَ فَلْيَكْفُرْ. Allah has given you the choice. Why did Allah give you the choice? Individually, you have to decide for yourself. Allah says, if you believe, if you wish, you believe. If you wish, you disbelieve. So if you make good use of your choice, you see yourself training yourself, traversing on the right direction. Look at the choices that Yazid ibn Muawiyah make. He's got a lot of alternatives. But look at the choice of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. So this is a very, 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 very important tarbiyah when it comes to shaping our mindset. You know, when Mary, salawat. When Mary came home with a little baby in her hands, the whole society, the community was so surprised. Anna Leki Hava, where did she get it? And they started speaking, no, your father is a very good man. Your mother is a very good man. But how can you come with a baby when no man has touched you? And this little girl, Maryam, started crying. She looks at her baby, Nabi Isa, at day one. And definitely, suddenly the baby started talking. Allahu Akbar Kabira. She kept quiet and Allah revelation vindicated her. So this is what the society is. And this is how we can use our choice. And this is how the effort, tarbiyah, wallahi, can play a role in us. Number two, the media can also influence our mindset. And when I speak about the media, people, I know it will, the TV, the WhatsApp, your Facebook will come, definitely. Most of our thinking is shaped by what we see on TV. Even our children, you will see their movement, the word they want to use. The media shapes the way we think. What you see on WhatsApp shapes the way we think. Allahu Akbar Kabira. But now let me ask you the question. At the time of Imam al-Hussein and Yazid, what was the media of that time? It was the media produced or provided by the Banu Umayyah propaganda. If you go to the Quran, you will understand what I'm trying to talk about. When Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala say, when somebody comes to you with a news, you have to verify it. Because if you decide the Safir of Imam al-Hussein, what is the name of the Safir? Brothers, can you remind me? The one Imam al-Hussein sent him to Kufa to go and check. What is his name? Muslim ibn al-Aqil. Muslim ibn al-Aqil was the victim of the media of that time. Shaggy, he was in Kufa. The people who prayed behind him, the masjid was full. But the second day, when he turned, it was just 2 people behind him. And these were the very people who said he should come. Are we together? But what happens? That is the tasarrufat of the media of that time. Today, when there is an incident, Al Jazeera is in, CNN is in, and they will pass it to us. SABC is in, ENCA is in. Now they will change the way we think. And we will also pass it, and we will start deconstructing what we got from the media. So Muslim bin Aqil was killed, became the victim of the media of that time. So this media that you see, sometimes it favors you, but it does not always favor you. It shapes our mindset. What you say, what you believe, it does do that. Our friends do shapes our thinking. I remember asking one of my students, can you please take a pen and paper and write the wrongs that you have done as a result of the influence of your friends? And he said to me, he can do that. He came the following day, he said to me, he counted 36. He said he counted 36 things that he did. And those things came from his friends. Friendship is very important in Islam. But when you go into friendship, choose like-minded. Choose properly somebody who will influence you to Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Salawat. Somebody who will not lead you to destruction. In Ramadan, we read dua makarim al-ahlak. And one of the things that we mention in makarim al-ahlak, oh Allah, save me from bad friends. From people whose word will shift me to do something. Allahu Akbar Kabira. So this is very important. And family sometimes can also shift the way we think. We speak about Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Muhammad has never gone without his family. So you can see the influences, the Muhammadan influences from Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salatu wassalam. And look at the Yazid, look at the family, the Amawiyya, where he came from. Quran referred to Banu Umayyah as Shajaratul Mal'una, That occurs 3 in the Holy Quran al-Karim. So you see how it is. So our mindset can be developed based on what we get from the family. Life experiences, of course, can also shape our mindset and the way we think. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Inshallah, I will be finishing very soon, inshallah, because this is a series of lectures that I have prepared, inshallah, and we cannot just put all at once. Please just remind me, inshallah, let me know, because I should not take all the time. Now, if you look at the Umayyad and Yazid in particular, they are known for their oppressing people. If you look at the Umayyad, what they did from their great-grandfather coming to Abu Sufyan, to Muawiyah, they are popularly known for injustice, for oppression. And according to Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam, you know, oppression is a kind of mindset in itself. It's a kind of mindset. You do it one, Shaitan will push you to do it two. When you do it for the 3rd times, then you get what? You become the embodiment of oppression. It becomes very difficult for you not to oppress. And Quran says, Inna Allah la yurid zulman lil ibad. Inna Allah la yuzlim. Allah does not oppress. Allah does not oppress. Ahlul Bayt alayhimu salatu wassalam, and the title Ma'soom, the sinless, they are known for doing that. But if you look at the Amawi, when it comes to oppression, they've got a history. Their history is full of oppression. Let me draw your attention to the verse I quoted earlier, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَنَادَى فِرْعَوْنُ فِي قَوْمِهِ. And one of the great oppressor was Fir'aun. And usually when Allah gives us an example of Muhammad and the people of Muhammad, Allah will take us back to the community of Musa to give us example. Check, listen to what Fir'aun does. And don't forget, we say oppression is a mindset in itself that can lead you, that can destroy you. Listen to what the oppressor of the time of Musa used to say. وَنَادَى فِرْعَوْنُ فِي قَوْمِهِ. And Fir'aun proudly announced, قال يا قوم أليس لي ملك مصر وهذه أنهار تجري تحتي أفلا تبصرون. This is what Fir'aun said. He said, am I not the king of Egypt? وهذه الأنهار. Is this river not flowing under me? أفلا تبصرون. Don't you see it? Oppressors have this pride. They rely too much on themselves. That is a tendency. Imam Sadiq explains. He gathered them just to tell them that he is the king. Just to tell them that he's got the material things. Just to tell them that the river flows under him. And this is what the Bani Umayyah are very much known for. The castle, the whatever. in front of Moses. This is what Pharaoh said. And this is the mindset of the oppressor. Am ana khayrun min hadha alladhi huwa muhin wa la yakadu yubin. This is what Shaitan said to Adam, ana khayrun minhu, I am better than him. And during the time of Pharaoh, he also used the same thing towards Musa. Am I not better than him? Am I better, or this lean, or this pauper, or this poor? Check, listen to it from the Quran. Am ana khayrun min hadha alladhi huwa muhin. Check, muhin is a disgusting kind of a word. And this is the same way in which Yazid addressed Imam al-Hussein. Am I not the king? Am I not better? Am I not deserving than this one? Please, you have to look at the way Quran speaks. Am ana khayrun min hadha alladhi huwa muhin wa la yakadu mubin. He cannot even speak. Wala yakadu. That nearly, he cannot even nearly even talk. Yubin from the term bayan. And then the Quran speaks to us about the mentality of the oppressor. And we see this exactly in the Amawi. They say the tendency, the mindset of the oppressor is فَاسْتَحَفَّ قَوْمَهُ. That is the tendency. Number one, they will weaken the people. They want to rule. فَاسْتَحَفَّ قَوْمَهُ. This is what they do. Quran says فَأَطَاعُوهُ, so that they can be followed. The term istihfaf means a lot of things. فَاسْتَحَفَّ قَوْمَهُ. He either threatened them, or he killed them, or he divided them, or he weakened them. فَأَطَاعُوهُ, so that he can be able to rule them. And Quran says, إِنَّهُمْ كَانُوا قَوْمًا فَاسِقِينَ. That is, if the oppressor can succeed by treating you this way for the sake of ruling, then you are fusaq yourself. And this is the tactics of Banu Umayyah. This was the tactics of Yazid ibn Muawiyah. What did he do? When he went to Medina, he put fear in the people of Medina. When Muslim ibn Aqil went to Kufa, the information went to Kufa to say, hey, Yazid will do 1, 2, 3. And they lost everything. Imam al-Hussein was in Mecca, and his intention was to perform a Hajj. But he suddenly changed the intention for Umrah because the people heard, or he's got the information that the people were giving money. That is the meaning of فَاسْتَحَفَّ قَوْمَهُ. And then he strategized evil, and all what he does is to win, what do you call it? The heart of the people. We ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala to expose evil, inshallah. We ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala to expose oppression, inshallah. Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salatu wa salam are very great. And when you sit in the class of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salatu wa salam, they unearth all these realities. Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wa salam, in conclusion, said, Ya Abu Abdullah, La yawmuka yawmuka ya Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. There is no day like your day, Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wa salam. It is the day when the sky itself mourns. It is a day when the sky itself became sad. It is a day when the soil itself became sad. It is a day when the animals became sad. It is a day when the world was deprived. لا يومك يومك يا أبا عبد الله الحسين. It is the day when the 6-month-old baby was deprived of water. It is a day when women were deprived of water. It is a day when the head of Imam al-Hussein was cut, separated from the body. It is a day when the tongue of Imam al-Hussein was brought up, pierced with needles. It is also a day when the horses trampled on the body of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam. It is a day when the animals were given water, when the lips of Imam al-Hussein was so dry. ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. We ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala to forgive us, inshallah, to have mercy upon all of us, inshallah. Whoever is not feeling well, for the barakat of this humble majlis, we ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala to give him shifa, inshallah. Whoever is sitting here or is listening to me and is having hajat directly or indirectly, big or small, may Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala fulfill his or her haja. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi at-tahirin.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه.